All right. It's been a while. It's been a very long while, especially for me as well. Not for you if you've been watching anything and are watching this now in the future, but oh man, it has been a long while since I have been able to, like, hook up a game console and actually just, like, sit down, play, and record it. Because that Pewdle story thing that I did, which is the previous video in the timeline to this one, took up most of this year for me. I did not expect that. It just ended up happening because I have been very busy in real life. Multiple different projects on different things. And I had to do a lot of stuff to get this back up and running. So let us start at the start. Let's run around Ravensthorpe as is tradition at this point while I kind of monologue about what the heck has what been happening. If this were a stream on Twitch, it would be the pre-stream. So I'm fine. I've been fine for quite an amount of time recently. I was last sick in April, and that was a really bad throat thing that kept me from recording the the playthrough of Pewdle's Story to do the VA for it, give a nice lecture for nearly 3 hours. I could not do that at all in April. My voice is not great for that. So I put it off for a couple weeks, and this is pretty much going to be like the behind the scenes of like me making the Pewdle Story thing. So if you watch, I recommend watching that first and then coming back to this, or if you're just here for the Assassin's Creed Valhalla, skip ahead or whatever, I don't care. This has been where I've been for the past, like, 4 or 5 months, because the video that just went up, like a week or so ago or whatever at this point, because this is we're like entering late July, so this will go up in like a day or two, or whatever, from when I'm actually recording it. And the Pewdle Story stuff took 4 months in the entirety. I say in the video it's been 2 months, and that's because that was 2 months ago when I recorded that. Because it took another 2 months to edit all of that together. The video segments were easy to edit. It was putting my script that I was reading off of in the video into all of the text boxes in the video itself. That was like around 259 or 58 frames. And they all had to be keyframe, at least from me, because I'm a perfectionist nitpicker. I wanted them to be perfect. I wanted the keyframing of them into the text boxes to be perfectly aligned with the existing text box as much as I could get in a small preview window to see what I was doing. I think it turned out all right. And I also wanted them to be synced in time with every single beginning and end of when those boxes popped up in the game. You have to keyframe all of that. So you have to go literally half of a millisecond by half of a millisecond of the frame of the game to figure out when all of the keyframing of those pop up. And also some of them, not all of them, but maybe like 1/8 of those text boxes also have a fade in or a fade out. So you also have to time that correctly for the fade in and the fade out of those text boxes. The funny thing about essentially just frame for frame analyzing the footage of the game that I had recorded was that you really figured out how Akihito, like, animates to his degree. Virtually all of the text boxes in that game begin and end when a character animates themselves. So blinking, moving a hand, slightly moving their head, things like that. Most often blinking. He mostly tends to have a character on the final initial blink of an animation or opening of their eyes on an animation. That's when a text box would begin. And I'm not sure if that has something to do with the Macromedia engine he was animating that in. Like, it was a resource-effective way of animating at the time in the mid to late 90s. But that was something that was very clear while I was doing all this. I was like, this guy is doing very specific keyframe animation that is trying to be, even for 2D animation on a Macromedia Flash, well, no, it's not Flash, but just, you know, for a Windows 98 computer, essentially, he's really trying to min-max, like, all of the second-for-second kind of movements that are going on in that. And there's not a whole lot of... It's a very storybooky kind of game, but, like, you just see the methodology that went behind some of this stuff, which is, to me, is fascinating. And, of course, I couldn't really talk about that at the time because this was stuff I had figured out and learned in editing. Also, there's a lot of nuances that would be normally missing from someone just like me playing through the game and such, and me, like, I played through the game twice on that PC, and slowing everything down to keyframing it and such, you realize that a lot of the way, and this was kind of nice while I was editing to kind of try to see if what I had translated into English for a localization, if it worked with it, was that some of the animation, some of the characters, the way that their text box disappears kind of constitutes the way that they were trying to say things, like whether there was some sort of, you know, mannerism behind it and things like that. So yeah, there was a lot. That was 4 months of my life. It is done now. The video is out. I am free from it. I'm free. I feel like the genie in Aladdin. I'm just like, you set me free, Al. You set me free. I can do anything. I can play anything. I can do whatever I want again. Don't get me wrong. I love Pewdle's story. I love Panto's story. I love all of Akihito's work. But now I can get back to doing whatever in the hell I want to do again. Because I don't have that solid commitment. And that's the thing. I haven't played much of any video games since I had started that in mid-March. And that was to force myself to do all of this, that video and all of that research, and mainly the editing is where I was dragging my feet a little bit, but at the same time, in the sense of, like, I didn't want to deal with keyframing in 259 frames piece by piece in a 2-hour video. So for me, that was, I did most of that, funny enough, on the 4th of July because I had a ton of free time that day and nowhere else really to be. So probably half of that was done on the 4th of July because I was able to, and I had the free time, because that's the thing, is like, I haven't really, it's not that I've been lazy and like, oh, I'm not doing it because I don't feel like I'm in the mood. It's just like, no, I have somewhere to go and somewhere to do things. I have these people to meet. I'm working on other personal projects and things. I have a book I'm making. I'm doing all this other kind of stuff. I'm prepping for stuff for next year. Ooh, I'm researching other things that are obscure, like photo films that were used in particle collisions and stuff that I now own. And I'm like, oh yay, I'm not from 1970s NASA having to sign a ton of documents for this weird film material that I can shoot photos on, and I don't have to get a permit from the US government or anything for it because some random person I found was willing to sell some to me 50 years after it was made. So I'm like, oh yay, this was used to shoot photos of particle collisions and not explosions, but, you know, missile tests, things that the government would have used that stuff for at the time. Very top secret, paperworky kind of stuff that is really cool. And I am not making a YouTube channel about that kind of stuff right now because that's all my real life stuff. It's just like art, lots of art, creating networking contracts with people, losing networking contracts with people because they don't want to work on that project after 2.5 years of working on it, and you finding another partner to finish it up, partner, quote unquote, another business venture associate to help you finish that up so you can make a book. Things like that. Just lots of stuff. Lots and lots of stuff. So sitting down here right now, booting up Assassin's Creed Valhalla for the first time since, like, January. I think I did a little bit of the River Raid stuff during, like, AGDQ. I think I was playing some River Raids on my own, just to kind of pass some time while I watched some of the speedruns. This is like one of the few times I'm actually like sitting down and playing a video game in the first time in this year, outside of, you know, like wrapping up Ghost of Tsushima earlier this year and some one-off stuff like Astrobot that I haven't finished, which I talked about in the Pewdle Story thing. I probably won't finish that for a long time or get back to it for a long time, but who knows. The schedule that I had set up at the end of that from 2 months ago has also changed, funny enough, because that's the funny, annoying thing about it. It's like I said all this stuff of like what I intend to do and all this other kind of stuff at the end of that video, put that out like a week or so ago, and that was all recorded 2 months ago, and I couldn't change that. So like, what is the game plan now? How long have we been going at this? About 10 minutes. Why are we here in Assassin's Creed Valhalla? Valhalla? Hatham. Valhalla. So, we are going to start the Wrath of Druids DLC. We are also going to start, at some point, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I have that for the PlayStation 5, and I would love to give that a shot. I don't know if it's something that I'm going to play the whole thing through. I would love that, because in 2018, when Kingdom Come Deliverance came out, I played through most of that on the Xbox One. If you know anything about this channel, then you know what the problem of me not playing Kingdom Come Deliverance on the channel has been so far, is that it's on the Xbox One. I haven't gotten around, and I don't really care to since I still own the game, of getting Kingdom Come Deliverance on PC or for the PlayStation 4. So, I didn't beat Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 on the Xbox One. I got through, I want to say 4/5 of the game. I stopped at the end of the game before the climax or anything like that, so I know the end of the game roughly, in a sense of like I did know the game and how it ended. I don't remember much of it, to be honest, anymore. It's been how many years? 7 years? Oh, Jesus Christ. Why are we all getting so old? It's been 7 years since Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 came out, and it still looks like one of the best games alongside Red Dead Redemption 2. And that also came out in 2018. We hit the graphics plateau, everybody. I've done the research on 4K recently because I've been trying to get more 4K movies for the PlayStation 5 for me to watch. 4K is kind of the ceiling. 8K, you're going to need an entire movie theater or wall in your house to watch an 8K format movie, because if you put it on your 60-inch TV, it's going to just look like 4K. There literally is no way to see the difference between 4K and 8K in a 50 to 70-inch TV, 80-inch TV. Not going to do anything. The Blu-ray Association, all these different tech companies have realized that. They know that. They did a shit ton of R&D back in 2018, 2019, and so they've tried making 8K discs even and 8K players. They have made them, and they have shelved them because there's no market for it. There is literally no viable market. You can't sell somebody the idea of replacing a wall in their house for a monitor. And that is the only way we technically have to view an 8K image. The electrodiodes in your LED TV of any format are not compatible with it. You need something that is the size of a movie theater. So, unless there is some sort of technical advancement of insane levels where we create some sort of hyper micro diode for your TV, you aren't going to get anything better than 4K, which is why the industry seems to be moving more into caring about your polygons and your tris and everything in between of that. That is not resolution anymore, because we kind of hit the resolution threshold. That's also kind of nice for me in a way, because it's like for the past year or so, whatever, like 2 years or something, I've been uploading stuff mostly in 4K, mainly for like, I won't specifically say the word like legacy, quote unquote, but just like, you know, graphical fidelity insurance is a way of putting it. Just so like, okay, 10 years from now, it'll be in 4K and it won't look like crusty 720p garbage. Because 1080p on YouTube already doesn't look that great. It looks fine, but in something like this, especially games like this, now I'm rambling a ton, and I'm sorry about that, but I have not done this in many months, so the gates are open. So, like, all the foliage and stuff, people who play games with, like, a lot of greenery and plants and small artifacting are very well aware that the visual image of this on like 1080, go back and watch like my Assassin's Creed Valhalla stuff from like 2020 or whatever, and you'll see that it looks super crusty and not blown out, but like contrasty, harsh, muddy. And a point of me doing this in like 4K has always been like, okay, I want what I'm seeing here on my TV to more or less look like what's on the internet. So that is, it takes up a lot, literally double the amount of data space for me to have as a burden on my hard drives and everything, and a lot longer processing time. But for me, it's kind of worth it. And yeah, so this went off into I was talking with people for like an hour about this earlier today on Discord. So I was just like, you know, may as well bring it up now. This is the state of the visual industry right now. Is that 4K is kind of here to stay unless they can develop insane amounts of microtech for your diodes that create light in your television. Or, which that's the thing, looking on, doing tons of research on this alone and such, they don't really have a fix for this. They're trying to do things, but there's not really, they've been trying to look into this for many years at this point. They're like, we don't have the technology. It doesn't exist. So 8K stuff, if you see it out there or advertised, it's like, yes, the technology exists. It's just at a massive scale. It needs very large screens, and anything under like a 90 to 100-inch television is not really going to be viable at all to use it, because a 50-inch could say that it's 8K compatible, but you're not going to get an 8K image out of that television due to the resolution ratio of the screen itself. You're going to have to connect that TV up to a larger monitor that can actually display it at that proper resolution. It's weird gimmicky things like that, like HDR when that came out. It's like, oh, this device can output HDR, but you need a specific way to view that HDR. So, that's that. All right. So, I forgot exactly why we are talking about this entirely. as I run around Ravensthorpe again. That is the lecture for the beginning of today. 4K resolution. We're kind of at the peak of that. The PlayStation 6 will probably still be in 4K. Just with like weird other gimmicks and like better. That's the thing. Memory, polygons, anything like that that's not specifically resolution is gonna get way better. It's just at the moment on a technical scale, we're kind of stuck at 4K because 8K is not a viable thing for the home. It is a viable thing for commercial use, like large built bulletin boards or display screens at malls, movie theaters, things like that. You're not going to get that in your house. So this is kind of it for the time being. Probably the next 10, 15 years or so. I don't know. All I do know is I'm totally fine with getting some 4K movies on Blu-ray because they will probably be like the last versions of these movies that I pick up physically. Alright, so now that I have all that out of my system, what are we doing here today? Oh, what? Let me trace back. Let me go back into my brain. So, we were talking about that. So, I had to, speaking of 4K and all that kind of stuff, I had to fix the video settings because for some reason, hooking up a new HDMI cable that I got from my PlayStation 5 to my computer freaked out the television and OBS and everything in between. It didn't know how to display the colors right between the PlayStation 5 and my computer.
Hello there, friend.
So I essentially figured out eventually, after like 20 minutes or something of just fiddling around with TV settings, that if I told the television to stop looking at that HDMI output and then told it to go back to looking at it, it actually fixed it. And I think the issue was the fact that it was trying to render whatever imaging resolution and coloration that I had for Pewdle Story while I recorded that, which was a 1998 or 1999 Windows Millennium Edition PC that I had set up some weird settings for to get that to look right. Like, it looked fine on a monitor, but trying to capture that on a 4K TV was a little weird. And I had to create some custom settings to get it to look properly. So that was fun. And then I also had to reset my audio settings. So, to me, the audio sounds very crisp and clean and dynamic from the highs to the lows. And that took a little bit of time as well. That, like, all of this stuff, I've been trying to get this stuff back up and running again for me to record today. And that took a while as well. And I knew that would take a while as well because I've been having to use this for like voice acting things and other weird gig things, recording other people. The Pewdle Story stuff alone was weirdly mixed, and I'm like kind of half and half on my vocal quality on that because it was kind of not shallow but hollow in the mids and the lows in my voice, and that was because of a voice acting thing I had the audio set up for like 2 months ago that required that. So, yeah, just getting everything that I had set up prior to Christmas that worked for the Ghost of Tsushima stuff and worked for random things like Abzu was essentially erased and put in with these other random settings from the past couple, like 4 or 5 months of me doing other kind of jobs, gigs, and everything in between. And now we're back. All right. So what are we doing right now? Let me get back on topic because this has probably sounded like a whole lot of ADHD mess, and I do not have ADHD. Or at least I'm not diagnosed. I'm not aware. So, we're gonna do the Wrath of the Druids DLC for Valhalla. We're at least gonna start it. I want to see what this is about. Later on, we'll do the Paris stuff. We're probably not going to do the weird Ragnarok stuff because that the Valhalla, quote unquote, the Asgard stuff and all that doesn't really interest me too much in this game. It's cool, it's neat, and it's fun as a brief break on occasion. But it's not like I don't want like a 10-15 hour campaign of that. So we'll probably be skipping the Ragnarok stuff in this game. I really considered getting Assassin's Creed Mirage, but opted instead to pick up the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. So sometime this year, we will be playing Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I would assume sooner than later because I want to try that game. I have, weirdly enough, never played it. I've seen it played through, but I've never played it myself. And I would like to give that a try and add it to my catalog of art games that I would recommend to people. I haven't done this in so long that I actually need to take a drink of water right now. The Thressy is dry, so... So yeah, Stanley Parable, Assassin's Creed DLC, and as I brought up before, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I want to see what that is about. As an enjoyer of the original Kingdom Come Deliverance, I want to see what Henry is up to. It's going to be a thing because, once again, it's like I remember Skalitz, I remember a lot of the early game stuff specifically. I remember getting thrown in jail a lot. I played this like a year or so, yeah, like a solid year before I started the YouTube channel on my own. And it still blows my mind how long it's been since that, given what that game is. That's kind of insane to me that it was that long ago. Nearly a decade. But here we are with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I know that it has gotten a lot of praise, and everybody I've talked to who has played it love the heck out of it. I know people who are very, very, very much in love with it. So I am hopefully going to enjoy it just as much. And maybe that will be the big series we play after this. And then in a couple months, we'll get to Ghost of Yotoi. So, enough lollygagging with the pre-stream, quote-unquote, as I termed this before, of the catch-up. We're going to get started on
Perhaps you
the
can
DLC.
aid me in locating Hytham.
What is your purpose with him?
I have brought a sampling of goods from Ireland. That is, if I can bring my ships to dock.
Azar, I see you've met Eivor Wolfkist.
Ah, so you are Eivor. In fact, I bring you a message from Ireland.
I know no one in Ireland.
The letter is from Dublin's king. Sadly, I seem to have misplaced it.
The King of Dublin. Why would such a one write to me?
He wishes to expand trade to England. The purpose of my bringing goods here.
Azar is from the east, but lives in Ireland now. But in matters of trade, Azar, your king should petition Randvi.
He claims to know Eivor. He asked me to accompany you on the trip there.
I know no king, and I'm certainly not about to journey to Ireland.
But first, Azar, you must build a trading post. In fact, where is your trade ship?
Ah, yes. An unfortunate incident, most concerning. Trading rivals have blocked the river and thus my goods.
A blocked river hurts all Ravensthorpe. Stay. I will put things right.
As you see, Eivor is a person of action. Find me later, when the river is safely clear.
Of course, my friend. I thank you, Eivor. I will find the king's letter in the meantime.
You keep insisting that I know an Irish king. It is a fantasy. What manner of king is it that sends me letters from Ireland?
That was mixed kind of weird in my opinion, and I'm only on the ball with that kind of stuff because of what I've been doing today, and also I run audio for an organization. So I'm just like, huh. That was weird. Like, Eivor's vocals after the cutscene just there were fine. They were very clean and, like, in-game audio. During that cutscene, it sounded like they were speaking into, like, Xbox 360 mics. Not in, like, a bad way, but just, like, it sounded more like a Zoom call. All of them did. It wasn't just, like, one of the characters. So, I know that this game was developed during COVID lockdowns and such, so I'm just curious, like, maybe some of the vocal lines are phoned in from home? I'm not sure. I know a few video games did that. There was a major game that did that. What was it? Something. What was it? What? There. Oh, that's gonna bug me. Something. Either a movie or I don't remember. There was some sort of massive production by a major company that had, like, its voice actors just say things over the phone, essentially, for the voice acting. And you could kind of notice it, but it still was pretty good. I forget what it was. Anyway, the mixing on that sounded really weird.
Mouse! How are you, my boy?
Mouse!
Good to see you.
I want to see the Alliance map.
Okay, everything is done here. Vinland, Yordafall. Is there anything else? I was kind of told to come here to look at this. I guess not.
I have changed my mind. I should go.
Okay, so we're not supposed to be here, I guess. We're... Whoa, where are we going here? That is way outside of the boundaries. England? But what do you mean? I don't see anything. I'm not sure what's going on here. Travel to the naval blockade. It is at the mouth of the Nene River. You talking about the one that I blew up like a long time ago? That's the Afon River. That's the Hampton blockade. That's the Thames. The Thames, the Thames, the Tame the Thames. That's probably embarrassing for a British person, and I am inherently very genetically British, but like I don't live there. I'm sad. Okay, here's the what the heck? Yeah, this is the Nene. This is the Brant. That's venomous. Where are we? Oh, there we are. What the heck? Okay. Right, so Wycham is over there. We will go to Crawland. And that will be our point of entry. I was like, where the heck is this thing? You know, the crazy part about this whole thing is I haven't played this game in about 6 months at this point. Half a year. Jesus Christ, half a year. Ugh. Time keeps on slipping, man. Slipping. And I still know all of the muscle memory movement of this because this is one of the last video games I played recently still. So it's just like, I still know how to play this game, generally. And I find that utterly fascinating. Just given, like, I'll play Ghost of Tsushima, or Uncharted, or Breath of the Wild, or anything like that that's similar but different, and it ruins me. It just utterly ruins me for my muscle memory because it's always so similar but different. But I haven't had that issue with this because of that. Just don't play video games for a while, but keep playing the same ones, and you'll remember it, bro. Maybe that's why, like, speedrunners just get so good at, like, Mario 64 and such. Like, I know it's because of their persistence and perseverance with it and all that, but more so just the fact that they just don't play any other video games. They could take a break for 9 months in Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and come back to it after, like, a year and still just know exactly how to play the game and exactly where everything is and how to do the smallest little glitch, things like that. And that's probably at least a reason as to why they don't have any sort of, like,
This place is
overlapping of game mechanics to kind of hinder that. Nope, that is camera mode. Okay, there we go. That I did have to figure out, so... He's got something covering him. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, nice. Thank you. Your cooperation is greatly valued. Okay, there are actually things down there that I need to look at or get. Oh, I need to destroy all of these. How the heck did you get on fire? You were behind the wall. Oh, that's one of the big guys. Well, you knocked me out, dude, but you can save yourself. Alright, so what else do we need? We need to burn this, I guess?
Like that.
Okay, so this half has been destroyed. That's the thing, I've already taken over this blockade in the past, I believe. There's normally like a chain to stop ships from going through. Which in this case does not actually seem to be a thing. It's just kind of wood. Oh, you guys made this way too easy by leaving it this open. I'd say that guy had a headache. That one had heartburn. What the... Okay. He, like, tripped over the other dude's burning body and caught fire himself. Lovely. You know, sometimes I like to ask myself, which army is the strongest and smartest one? Khotan Khans or the random enemies you find in this game? And I don't know. I think they're kind of on par with each other in terms of intelligence. I normally don't side with the Khotan Khan Mongol forces because they're pretty stupid. But this game sometimes likes to remind me that the enemies are not the brightest of the bunch either. You weren't supposed to see me. This might be new music, I don't remember it. Oh, are you guys actually waking up? Man. Eivor, come on, get off that. Thank you.
on.
Ava, what? Wow. I don't know what kind of animation you just did, man.
So
But you went out of your way to kill this guy for quite a moment. What do we do here? Oh, we have to burn this down too. I was like, why? Why do we have to ruin the real estate? Boing. Boing. Anything else? It's like half of it here, but... Yeah, no, the game just kind of sounds weird and tinny. I'm going to actually restart OBS because OBS was being weird with the audio in the first place. And I know that it was not doing this while I was testing out the game with Kena Bridge of Spirits. So I'm going to restart. And for you, it won't be anything because it'll just be a blip in time. But yeah, let's see what goes on. Alright, so we're back. Well, I'm back. For you, it will have been like a millisecond. For me, it was actually about an hour. Trying to figure stuff out. It took about half of that hour was actually the previous part rendering. Whoa. That kind of throbbed erotically. So, it took about a half hour for the previous, what I have recorded so far, to render so I could look back at it and see what was going on, and then do a few little tests here or there to see if I could change anything, and nothing really worked in that regard. So the weird thing was that for me in my headset, I was getting double audio, and I'm not sure if that's still going on at the moment because it doesn't seem to be, but I'll see again with some of the voice acting in like a cutscene or anything. But the key part is that it doesn't seem to be happening in the actual recording itself. So all of my settings are the exact same as they were before during Ghost of Tsushima and everything else. So I'm not sure if it's just a weird little quirk that happened in that moment while I was playing that segment of the game, or if it's something a little bit more rooted in how I have everything hooked up and more annoying tech issues. The point being is that the recording of this that you were watching, now I know, has none of those issues. Everything actually sounds very nice, in my opinion. So, we're just going to keep playing through this. Listen, I don't hear anything weird with Eivor in like the SFX of like the sword or anything like that. I don't hear anything weird. I was hearing weird things before that during the fighting back there. That's why I was like, I need to stop and double check everything. But everything that I can tell seems to be alright. Where are we going now? Oh, we're going back here? I guess we're just fast traveling back to Ravensthorpe. Okay. Yeah, because we killed everybody at that blockade. Yeah, like all these... Yeah, that all sounds fine. Maybe it was just a weird one-off issue that I was hearing on my end. I don't know. Because that's the thing. I adjusted it to where, like... Because right now I have the audio going from the game both into my headset and the PC and the software to record in one channel. And then I also have audio specifically going to my headset because the channel that is sent through that first channel doesn't actually, for some reason, render the sound through my headset. This is weird software stuff. It just, for some reason, it just doesn't do it, even though it's being told to. And then I have a second channel that is directly only feeding audio into my headset. So maybe for some reason it started feeding that audio properly from that first channel into the headset while the second channel was also doing it, but it hasn't done that in like 4 years. It literally has not been able to do that from that first channel for like 4 years or something. So I don't know if that was just a weird anomaly or what, because I have my audio setup is very weird and complicated, and that's why it takes me an afternoon to fix it or get it set up right if something weird happens to it. Because tech. We're not going to get into it again. That was already the first like 20 minutes of today with me coming back. I already talked about having to set up the audio again. But it's just like, if you want to do this stuff and do it well produced, it takes a lot of time, and you have to know what you're doing, and you have to use some decent stuff. Don't ever buy like gamer brand, gamer streaming tech to do stuff like this. It's fine to start off on stuff like that. I think my first headset for like the first 2 or 3 parts of Breath of the Wild, 6 years ago at this point, I think, was like some Sawdust Wolf headset thing. It had a pretty, honestly, it had a pretty decent mic for the price it was at. But gamer brand like Turtle Beach, Razer, Sennheiser, anything like that, the mics specifically on those headsets are not good. They put out good, that's the thing, they're not designed for mics. That's why I go for like studio equipment. This is like a proper, I've brought this up many times on the channel, but this is like a proper broadcast, like newscaster, sportscaster kind of headset. And I do use a broadcast headset. It's not like a standing mic or a table mic or anything. And for me, the main point of that is so that I have consistent audio no matter if I move my head or anything like that. It all kind of sounds roughly the same and consistent. And I just like using a headset. But like Sennheiser, Turtle Beach, and Razer, they make good audio headsets. So like you listening to things, it'll sound great. But they don't make good microphones. And if you're doing this like I'm doing right now, you kind of want to have a good microphone. Blue Yeti is fine, but it's like they're the cheaper end of things. And the components they use can be kind of cheap as well. That's kind of why they're more mass marketed as like a gamer brand mic setup company. Just go for like actual profession. My only thing is just like within a budget, if you like intend to do stuff like this or some other type of YouTubey kind of thing, go for more like real audio brands, quote unquote, that I would say. Brands like Shure. I use mostly Audio-Technica stuff. Just like actual things, not something that is trying to be something. If that makes any sense. That's the thing. I would recommend like Sennheiser and Razers are actually very good for just like regular, like if you want to listen to music on your computer, those are fantastic headsets. You're just not going to get a good mic out of them if you try buying one of their gamer brand ones. Mics, like, I will preface that again. It's just like, they're fine if in like you're starting out or you're on a really tight budget. It's like they normally run like I even tested, I think, on a part a long time ago, like using I've had to test all of this stuff and go through every single brand for like gig stuff and work and all that. So I'm very well acquainted with like what is quality and what is not for audio, because I am an audio tech. But yeah, like Sennheiser, before we start the next quest, I may as well get this out of the way because this is just on my mind and I'm fine with talking about it. Sennheiser has a weird kind of zealot cult status with a lot of audio people, and I get that. They make fine headsets. They do not make great mics. They make about as high quality of mics as, I would say, Turtle Beach. Razer's mics are terrible. They make really good headsets with very noticeable and distinct bass that is quite solid for the industry. So Razer makes great headsets if you want something with a lot of bass in it. Sennheiser and Turtle Beach are kind of in the same And that might be annoying to Sennheiser people, but it's like Sennheiser and Turtle Beach are kind of like in the weird middle ground of being good at making headsets, but both being about equally as mid to bad at making mics. Like, this Audio-Technica headset I have is what you see on, like, NBC, ABC, CBS, what the news. It's used in news. If you've ever, as I brought up GDQ earlier, if you've ever watched GDQ, all of the headsets that they use at that are this headset exactly. These are actual broadcasting sets that are industry standard, and they have fantastic dynamo mics in them. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it, man. You unless you want to buy like some sort of $500 Shure mic that will break if you breathe on it wrong, then you're not going to get like a really high quality mic. You have to pay like $500 on these things.
Azar, the river's clear, save for a few bodies and sticks. Your goods will get through.
And that's the thing. I love this headset. I've been using this for about 6 years now. The only annoyance with it isn't in it itself. It has been with OBS and all the settings stuff, because sometimes I have to change it and it messes up how the mic sounds itself. So I have to figure out how to get back to that.
I will be found in the trade post once built. Oh, and I found your letter here.
The Irish Outpost.
My cousin Barith is alive and king of Dublin. The not near never failed to delight.
Okay, Eivor has a cousin that he has never brought up to my knowledge in this story. And he's now king of Ireland. This sounds kind of sketch, if you ask me. So, we're gonna go to Ireland, I guess.
Eivor, are you prepared to go to Ireland?
Okay, so we have to go to this building specifically to go there.
Tell me the king was my cousin.
It was most amusing this way, was it not? A little mystery.
This seems like they're tricking me. I don't know anything of the plot of this campaign, but yeah, this seems like they're tricking me. Let's go.
Yeah, I would like to see this land. And my cousin Barith.
And because I know tech people are very passionate about their favorite brands and they have brand loyalty most of the time, I will just say, take anything I say with like, oh, this is better than that and that kind of sucks, with like the utmost of like impersonalness. I'm just going off of logic and literal testing of a lot of audio equipment.
Hills and pastures and green glens. My adopted isle.
For me, that all is just like work experience and what actually works and such. It's like saying a craftsman drill works better than a Kyocera, like a Ryobi or something. In fact, Ryobis have stronger motors, but they're not as strong in structural integrity and build as a craftsman.
Ireland has many kings. They litter the countryside.
At the same time, craftsmen are kind of just like the generic workhorse of a drill.
Who's he?
Soon to be crowned High King of all Ireland. Flan distrusts Vikings, though he needs them.
Barith will find a way. As a boy, he wasn't much of a fighter, but somehow always came out all right.
I'm sure what you say is
Okay,
true.
so Eivor does actually seem to know this character that we're going to see, or try to see. He seems to know. But yeah, the whole setup seems like some sort of trap. Dublin. This is also going to be kind of weird for me, like, visiting a new area in this game. The last new area we visited was Scotland, and that was almost a year ago now. So, having another new area is quite interesting.
Your crew can find lodging here. Come, let us find Barith.
I'm also weirdly not going into this, viewing this as like a breath of fresh air for the game or anything. I'm going into this like, okay, this is a continuation.
Eivor! Blood of my blood! Look at you! You have on Thrusta's cheekbones! And you, the 7-year-old lives in you still.
It has been a long stretch since we pelted old Ganfrid with apple cores.
He never forgave us that.
And Sigurd in the clan? How goes with all?
There's much to tell you, Barith. But let me breathe your Irish air.
Thank you for keeping my ports from being set ablaze in my absence.
My ports? Yes, old man. I can rule my city even without you here. Eivor, you arrive in good time. I'm hosting a feast in honor of my son, Sigfrid. He is 17 today.
A 17-year-old son.
And rather a difficult boy at that. Come, there's much to show on the way to my castle.
A kingship, a son, and a castle. Truly, you have a fine life, Barith.
Castle? It is a wooden house. Finely crafted, to be sure, but in Shiraz, it would be home to a middling rug merchant.
Lead me to your rock merchant's wooden hovel, Barith.
Well, these two seem to get along just fine.
Look at her docks. Wee babe of a city, but the biggest port in all Ireland.
You cannot appreciate Irish air without enduring the stench of our docks.
It is upon the strength of this port I plan to secure my kingship.
Assar told me that your throne may not be entirely steady.
King Flann needs some persuading is all. Dublin's vast trade web will bring wealth to all Ireland. If Flann can be made to see that,
I mean, it
kingship and
looks
my
alright.
children will be safe.
I cannot guarantee your throne, but a vast trading web is within my power.
No one else I'd trust my commerce to, old man.
You let him call you that?
I call him worse things. This is where I leave you.
Don't miss the banquet.
I'll be there shortly.
Wow, this guy just pushes everybody.
Barith, my mighty king.
Aoife, this is my cousin, Eivor. Show him the bow I had you make for him.
This is for me? The craftsmanship is beautiful.
Me best work. Give her a try. Hit the targets before the sand runs out. Think you can get them all?
Of course I will. Stand ready to be astonished.
Aren't you the
You know,
confident
I just
one?
haven't played
Sure,
this
I'd be
game in
embarrassed
6
for
months.
you
I'll
if you
I'll
shat
beat
on the
this.
eggs.
Watch my arrows fly.
Let's
I
see.
certainly will. Go.
All right, time to lock in. Oh, multi-shot. Yep. Hey, come on. Thank you.
The bow needs tuning.
Ah, man.
It's a very thoughtful
It's just like
gift.
You had a long
the little
sea
nub
voyage.
on the
Haven't got your
PlayStation 5
left legs
controller
yet.
is so like you'll slightly like I'm moving it right now and it's not moving because I'm moving it ever so slightly and
Well
then it
done,
starts
Gizzy.
moving.
Wait. Is that a house of God?
Aye, Christ's own church. Ireland is mostly Christian now, and so is Dublin. Many Norse chew the wafer.
You make a place for them.
Them? I myself have a place in Christ's house.
Oh no.
As I do in the House of Thor. So long as a god has my back, he has my altar.
Well, time to kill our cousin.
I've built this city up from rubble. 20 years ago, us Vikings were beaten. The Irish took revenge and sacked Dublin.
Assar told me that it's a Viking city.
Norse founded it, and I nursed it back to health. When I became king, I was king of a mud pit.
Til halanu kemur, þó erum við alltið svangir. Sem eitthvað éti mat úr munnum.
I mean, to be honest, it looks fine here. It has a weirdly more Norse kind of approach. It reminds me more of Ravensthorpe than most of the Saxon cities or the Roman-built cities in England. It has these large kind of dirt pathways, more Viking-esque kind of house constructs, a lot of stalls, plenty of the Viking wall in like fortress kind of fortifications. It just has these kind of, let me see, do we have a map? Yeah, we do. Ooh, this will be interesting to look at in a second. Yeah, it just has this kind of radial design that's a lot more kind of open path. Like, you'll see this kind of in London, but it's all stonework and very heavily constructed. Just this kind of layout reminds me much more of Ravensthorpe, personally. Let's take a look at the map, actually. Well, this is a very interesting spot off of the map. I am aware that this is a very big area. This DLC is a very large map. Most of the Irish scaled area is in this DLC, aside from obviously Southern Ireland and Western Ireland. So you have Central, Eastern, and Northern.
My home. My only regret is that my mother and my wife aren't here to greet you. They've gone on pilgrimage to the mountains just now. The waters there improve mother's health. I am left to discipline my wayward son.
And to host a banquet.
Which should be already underway.
Up, Barrett, Fodia.
Here we are. Please, go enjoy yourself. I must have a word with my son. Come meet him before the night's out.
Azar, I was not sure if I would see you here.
Why is that?
I thought you'd rather take stock of your wares than placidly observe caterwauling Vikings.
And you would rather spend time with this gossiping auntie?
I know few people here, and of them, I know you are the one who is always ready with a sweet anecdote.
I do have some information you may find interesting. Siegfried's stomach doesn't agree with cheese. Had an accident about it last week. The embarrassing, bed-changing kind.
Oh.
He shat himself?
Terrifying for a lad of that age. The kind of thing that would devastate him in front of
How in the heck are we playing an Assassin's Creed game? And these two are just casually chatting about shitting a bed. What? What? Okay.
comrades, if one needed ammunition.
I did not expect that.
Azar.
Okay.
Your company is always enlightening.
Oh, I got a tear in my eye from that. That is one of the last things. That is one of the last just random non sequitur anecdotes. Just casually having water cooler talk like, hey, you know the king's son? He shat himself last week. Like, what? What? What do you mean? What do you mean? Who wrote that? Someone at Ubisoft had to write that. It had to get approved, and it had to be voice acted. Hey guys, what if we begin the Irish DLC for Valhalla with these two talking about the king's son shitting himself? Like, what in the what?
Hi. Enjoying yourself?
It's great crack. It's a fine thing to celebrate future King Siegfried.
You know, Siegfried shit himself last week. You hear about that? Is he a worthy king?
I'm curious. How do you feel Barith has done as king?
Oh, he's done a lovely job, he has. Likes to throw feasts. Invites us common folk. More host than king, perhaps, but he's a fine man, and the city has never been busier.
Can I ask, what is your life like in this city?
Well, there's a fair amount of work, isn't there? Hauling crates, shoveling muck. I'm a tanner myself. Long days stripping hides and dousing them in cow piss.
Oh,
Probably smell the stench.
okay.
I
I am aware, as gross as that is, I am aware that that is actually a method that they used in the medieval times to tan hide. I don't think they stopped doing that till maybe maybe the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, or maybe during the Renaissance. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on any of that, but I am aware that, yeah, tanners would have to, like, soak that shit in piss.
Enjoy the feast, friend.
You as well.
Man, we are starting this DLC off with a bang. Shit and piss. Wow. Did not expect that today.
Siegfried! I expect my son to act like the future king, not roll in the muck.
So Flan will take you on as his farting...
Oh god, he looks like Bobby Hill.
Think with your head and not your arse. Flan can assure my throne, which will one day be yours.
That makes you the ass.
Enough! Eivor, my son, Siegfried. I'm sorry, I must clear my head. Could you speak to the boy?
This is a family matter, it seems. Hello. Show some respect. Yes! Yes! You know what we have to tell him.
A lot of shit coming from that mouth. Word is you have trouble controlling it out the other end, too.
Oh! That is so brutal! So brutal! This game is starting off insane. Oh, and we're getting into a fight with him. What? Oh, he's actually got quite some HP, it seems, because, yeah. Do we do that again, or... Can we just, like, not kill the kid? Okay, we're fine. He's not dead. Wow, I cannot believe where this is. This is starting off insane.
I guess I owe you thanks for not beating me bloody.
I'm not here to quarrel with you, Siegfried.
Da speaks so highly of you. I wanted to see if you lived up to the stories.
Does anyone? A visit to Norway might do a young Viking guy like you some good.
I'd love to go with Da. Maybe the homeland would kindle his warrior spirit. Give Dublin a fair and fearsome king.
You are unhappy with how your father rules.
Da has the makings of a fine king, but he chooses to play the unctuous merchant instead.
I've lost track of your father. Any idea where he might be?
He wanted to clear his head. That means he's visiting grandfather's grave. Da has a chat with him almost every day.
Barith can commune with the dead?
No, his conversations are all one-sided. The grave sits at the top of the hill.
I'll find him. Thank you, Siegfried.
Eivor, teach me how to hit like that sometime.
Yeah, the kid actually seems fine. It's just a weird mismatch of family members. The dad and the... It's just a clash of personalities, it seems. They're both fine. It's just, you leave two cats in a room long enough, they're gonna start fighting each other kind of situation. Yeah, this is a very, very interesting and kind of, frankly, batshit way to start a DLC. Just shit, piss, and a brawl. Family matters, everything going. Cats and dogs living together. Just absolutely unhinged intro. So is he at the top of the hill, or I think he's supposed to be up here. He is at the family burial ground south of Dublin. It is atop a hill near a large tree. Here he is.
Barith. Why so uneasy?
A king must forever be on guard. When I'm upset or uncertain, I come here to seek my father's spirit.
I didn't even ask after him. Somehow I knew he'd...
Some years ago, he was destined to die in battle, and he did.
He sits with Odin now. My family owes yours a sullen debt.
That winter, your family came to stay with us. I remember your birth, screaming like a warrior.
The plague year. No one would take us in. No one but your mother and father. I owe your family my life.
And what a life we had. I have fond memories of you and I slipping out to hunt.
In dead of night. Stars in the sky, moonlight on snow. And that's how I got that scar.
I do feel bad about that. What about the one on your cheek?
This? A caution from the gods about my vanity.
Come, if we tell all our stories, we'll be here a week.
Do you see something?
My imagination run amok, but let us away.
Okay, no.
Funny how just
What in the... what was that?
By Thor's hammer, Barith. I could sleep a week.
Not as spry as the old days, eh? When we searched the night and...
I didn't even recognize... I know that a lot of the assets for this are being... like, they're used in the Irish areas of the river raids. Either or. I don't know which one came first, or if they came at the same time, and they just let you go to Ireland for free, and the same with the Paris stuff, the French stuff for the river raids you can go to for free. But I'm aware that a lot of the assets, like these graves, a lot of the decorations, things like that, some of the skyboxes are all from that as well. That model I have never seen before from the river raids, so I'm just like, oh crap, what in the heck is that? That is an entirely new entity. Okay, let's get out of here. Things are spooky now. We're gonna get ambushed, aren't we? Yep.
Give yourself up. What? Now you're dead. Who were they?
My ascension to the throne has not been without contest. The previous king's son, Thorstein, is resentful.
You told me nothing of this.
You are my guest. I'm not going to burden you with petty concerns.
Petty concerns. I now know why you've been anxious all evening.
Aye, 'tis worrying. He's never been so bold before.
He sees you as a usurper to his throne.
Perhaps, but he doesn't seem to want to take it. He contents himself by stealing and smuggling with his band of ruffians. It's petty Viking raiding, but it puts me in a bad light with Flann. That's certain. Keep a sharp watch. Brigands rove the streets tonight.
You can be sure of me, my king.
What? You know I am always the last to leave a party. What is wrong?
We were ambushed by Thorstein's men. Rivals I was not made aware of.
Small wonder King Flann does not embrace you, Barith. You cannot keep control of the Vikings in your own city.
Thorstein makes me look like more of an arse than I do on my own.
I see. It is the High King's disfavor that makes this shameful. My cousin, I will take care of Thorstein.
No, I do not want to drag you into this sorry mess. Perhaps you'll accept silver to lie low.
Oh no, we can go
we
kill
can
him.
too.
We can do that right now
We'll
if you
be
want.
back and back again. I can remove this blood once and for all.
Eivor, this is not your fight.
Yeah, but we
For
can still
any
fix
and
it.
all of your
We can
God's sake,
solve
Baron,
your problem,
let
man.
Eivor
Listen,
help
we
you.
can
At this
schmooze in
moment,
his
the
back
arm is
door,
yours.
give him a little
If there's any
stabby stab
swing
from
for
under
smile
our
on
wrist,
you, I will
and
do.
walk out the
Eivor,
back again. No one will
Never been
notice.
so happy.
Your family saved mine those years ago. A fitting reply would be to secure your throne.
Yeah,
I will start with Thorstein.
yeah, just
It happens
we can
that
go get rid of the
Siegfried
guy.
knew
It'll be
something.
fine.
He once ran with Thorstein's gang.
Sadly true. Seek him tomorrow in the marketplace. After a night of carousing, he likes to recuperate there.
We will begin to forge a bond with High King Thlan on Rise of Sun.
We are so overpowered in this game because of just playing it for so long. There's like 250 hours or something in this file so far, and we're just starting on the DLC. So it's just like we are way fit for this. We can totally take care of anything that this game throws at us. I'm assuming this is now when the game kind of lets you just roam free wherever if you want to. We're gonna get this sync point first. I know this DLC is like 8-10 hours long or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. So this is probably going to be like I would assume anywhere between 4 or 5 parts. Just guessing, I don't actually know. That entirely depends on like the actual play sessions. But yeah, the Paris stuff we won't get to for a while. Debatably even not until next year, depending on how long this actually takes, and whether or not, when I play Kingdom Come Deliverance, if I decide to go ahead with that, so I'm not too distracted by Assassin's Creed while I focus on that by itself, with, you know, like, the casual random stuff every so often. We'll see how it all goes. Once again, all of this is always subject to change. Most of the time when I say this is what we're doing for the next while, ooh, a rainbow, it kind of drastically changes and some things don't happen at all. So it's all just whatever happens, happens. Go with the flow. We'll see how it goes. I like letting people kind of just know roughly what I'm thinking about for this stuff, but most of the time things change, as is life. The one of those that constantly sticks with me is while I was playing some VR stuff years ago, I said that I would try out Ghost Giant, which at one point I did own. I don't own it anymore, but I never did try it out. I bought that game, which at the time was kind of a harder to get PlayStation VR game. It was like 20 or 20 bucks. It was like $35, which at the time was a bit expensive for a VR game because you kind of expect at the time when it was still like new and regular, you really did expect PlayStation VR games to be around $20. And that one was one that was like, it looked really good. I just ended up not playing it, and eventually I just sold it. So, yeah. That one I always think back is like, oh, I talked about expecting to play that once on like a scheduling, like here's what we're going to be doing soon. And it's just like, I never got to play it. I never got to play Ghost Giant. Which is also interesting because looking up PlayStation VR games, I never see anybody really talk about it. So I'm just like, I don't know if it's like a little hidden gem kind of thing, or if it's just a game people don't really care about. Or, I don't know, maybe the game's bad. I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. I just remember it's like, I was gonna play Ghost Giant. And I never did. And that concept alone has always kind of stuck with me for like the past 5 years. Who knows? Whatever. I still own like Robinson the Journey and Dancing. And I even have Robinson the Journey's like kiosk demo disc, which is apparently a pretty rare thing to have a PlayStation VR demo disc. But yeah. I would love to replay those one day. Anyway, enough rambling from me on that. Let's take a look at the map. What is this? This is Wrathdown. It is a trading post? That's a brand new icon I am not familiar with in this game. That is cool. New stuff! 250 hours in and still new stuff. You could straight up just buy a console and buy this one game, and for me, in my situation, be set for years, essentially, with this one game. That's why I'm very cautious about things, like with Kingdom Come Deliverance coming up. It's like, we're in the DLC for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I want to kind of wind it down a bit still, even though I haven't played this in half a year. I want to take very special time with this and enjoy the heck out of it before it's just done. Because this is one of my favorite games, and is one of the most important games to me for myself. But, yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance is another, like, 60 to 70 hour main campaign, RPG-esque action story plot, medieval, once again, kind of game. It's just like, just like this, so. And yet it's entirely not this, because it's first person, different time period, different characters, different developers. The whole thing is entirely different. It's just another long narrative story game. And they're like book series. You just kind of read it and you get sucked into it, and you want to keep reading the books and see where it all goes. And that's the thing with games like this. You see a game like that, like I literally got this copy of this game. I had this copy on PlayStation 4. I only picked up this copy for like $20 a few years ago. And that $20 can essentially last you for years in entertainment and media. And it's like, holy crap, you do not get value like that out of some games. And I kind of briefly said at the beginning of this, I was kind of eyeing up Assassin's Creed Mirage, because I am curious, and we will get to trying it at least at some point in the future. I am curious about Basim's backstory, because that game is entirely about him. I did look up a little bit of information. Apparently it's a very short Assassin's Creed game, which is weird, because the length of the game seems to be about the same length. It's funny how you can say an Assassin's Creed game is short at, like, 7 to 10 hours long, when that used to be, like, with Assassin's Creed 3, if you go back to even, like, me playing through that back in 2019, that's about the length of an Assassin's Creed game. They're normally around, like, 10 hours long. This game, we're at 250. So that is the difference between a game like classic Assassin's Creed and much more of the dynamic, make-your-own story, but the story is still there kind of game like this. It's the same issue. It's the same thing with, like, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. You can play that game well after the main campaign and still find tons of new stuff and do fun, weird things. Assassin's Creed 3 is pretty linear by today's standards. It's like Zelda Skyward Sword in that regard. It's like, you look back at Zelda Skyward Sword and it is so linear compared to, like, Breath of the Wild. Which isn't bad. That's the thing. It's like, it's interesting for Mirage versus this, because, like, it's not bad, and Mirage didn't get bad reviews. It's just, very different dynamic. Different... I don't doubt there's plenty of people who would prefer Mirage over this, and there's probably plenty of people who would prefer this over Mirage. I just like Assassin's Creed. I'm not, like, even a... I wouldn't say I'm even, like, a big fan of it, but I still know most of all the lore, and, like, I love this game. And most of the other games. Funny enough, the only one that I don't really care too much about, which most hardcore, quote-unquote, Assassin's Creed fans love, is 2. I'm not a fan of 1 and 2. 1 is fine as a story, but it's so jank by today's control standards that it's really hard to play. And 2, I just found not too interesting. The controls were better, but I still found it a bit jank, and I thought the story was just kind of fine. I think why so many people just say that they love Assassin's Creed 2 is kind of, and Final Fantasy fans might get annoyed at this as well, is kind of the same reason why a lot of Final Fantasy fans say Final Fantasy 6 is their favorite. It's probably just because it was their first one and it was a pretty damn good game. That's kind of my same sentiments with AC2 and FF6 together. It's just like, they are very solid games, but they're not, like, actually the highest quality overall in terms of production. They're great. Final Fantasy IV, weirdly enough, is my favorite Final Fantasy, and I've played many of them. What Final Fantasies have I played? I played 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 15, and I tried out 16 once. Someone else's copy. And I thought that all of them were fine. They're all good. 4 is my favorite. 6 is great, but I don't think it's like, oh, this is the best Final Fantasy. Absolutely not. It's a great one. It's probably in the top 5. But, frankly, with Assassin's Creed, I would say that most of them are better than 2. Yeah, I don't know. At the same time, I'm pretty sure most people who say that they love Assassin's Creed 2 haven't played anything past probably Rogue. They probably haven't tried out most of these newer ones. Because I know a lot of them have tried out 4, and they kind of debate whether they would personally think 4 is their favorite. They're always like, yeah, it's a fantastic game, but I still like 2's story more, and that's fine. 4's story is fine, but the gameplay is very much where it's at. Edward is one of the better protagonists of the whole series, though. But, yeah, I know these open-world RPG-ish kind of evergreen ones from, like, Odyssey to Origins and Valhalla, and more recently with Shadows, which I have only seen stuff of, and I think it's fine, but I still think that it's kind of... I'm very partial to this game. Origins and Odyssey I don't care that much about, because they're not as fleshed out as this, in my opinion. And Shadows is kind of with Origins and Odyssey in that it's fine, it's kind of jank, there's a lot more glitches than this game, and the story's just kind of meh. I don't really like the story in the other, like, Origins and Odyssey either. It's just kind of meh. I'm gonna stop rambling. Where are we supposed to go? Over here, talk to Siegfried. And I apologize for today's video in the sense of, like, I haven't been doing this, so I'm just very, like, I haven't done a video like this in... I haven't had a playthrough like this in... Playthrough, what time is it? It is 11:52 at night for me. So I'm also getting kind of tired, and we might be ending within, like, the next half hour or something. This is me just kind of getting back and used to this and starting off the Irish stuff. We have barely done anything. We've done, like, a half hour of gameplay, really. But,
Morning, Siegfried.
this is me trying to get back into this after essentially half a year being preoccupied with one singular
I cannot
project.
help your belly, but could you tell me what you know of this man, Thorstein?
Ah, Dad told you I tried to join his gang, eh? Thorstein is a real Vikinger. Like you, but louder.
You weren't allowed to join?
Too young and gangly. Amar wouldn't even show me where his hideout is.
Tell me a bit about this Amar.
Likes her ale the way kittens like milk. Spends her time getting titty on the docks, chatting up passers-by.
I will speak to her. Perhaps Thorstein will regret not letting you in his gang.
Listen to me. If you're smart, you won't cross Amma. She's a vicious fighter.
Right, so let's find this person and see what she knows. She's a vicious fighter.
Enjoying her ale. Likely to be Amar. What are you drinking, friend?
The finest ale in town. I like fine things, so you have my attention. What are you doing here, darling?
Looking for good drink and good company?
You've stumbled into the right alehouse. Excellent ale and better conversation.
The ale leads to chatting, leads to... well, who knows?
Let's find out.
Oh, our placement here is not right. Like, Eivor is placed correctly, she's not. So she's just dipping her horn into nothing. Okay, we're just gonna roll with that. Oop. Yep, wrong way. Too early. Okay, we are barely winning.
Is that all you can do?
Ooh, you are wicked!
You are a compelling woman. What is it you do?
You may have heard of Thorstein. I'm one of his most trusted friends.
I have heard of him. Very impressive that he trusts you.
He's like a brother to me. A not very bright brother. He entrusted me with the key to his secret lair.
He has a lair. I would very much like to see that.
Over in Dubke Landing? Sorry. Thorstein would get all pouty. But perhaps you'd like to join me for a meal.
I'd rather join you for something else.
Ooh, can't wait to find out what that is. But hold that thought. I don't feel well. I best move about a bit.
Best raise my hood here. I need to get that key from her.
Okay, stealth section.
I'm careful, I can avoid a fight.
That's kind of annoying. They're like hitting each other. They're not spaced. There's some weird spacing issues here. She wasn't lined up with the keg back there, and now these guys don't seem to be properly spaced for walking forward in this mission, so they keep hitting each other, and they keep like turning around to see me, which is a problem. Oh, there goes the drunk filter.
You don't
You
say.
want some deer tendons if you want good flesh-stitching thread. Strong.
trusting fool. Your key is mine. Now to find Thorstein's hideout.
Oh, there's a bunch of guys here. I'm just gonna handle this the same way I handle the river raids. Okay, hopefully her dying of the poison over there is not gonna be, like, bad for me. Because she's gonna die of the poison. Is that a game over? Weirdly, no. Okay. What? We had to go through and sneak the key off of her, but after that it didn't matter. That, in my opinion, if I were a game designer, just more as a script designer, that's an oversight. Alright. Why in the heck would you have that be some sort of submission and then after the fact just make it like, oh, it didn't matter? Completely pointless. Okay, anybody else still around here? There's the guys up top. I can see there's people far down there. I'm not sure if that's underground or just in the distance. I was gonna say, did that alert anybody up there? I think it spooked one dude. No, they don't care. They don't seem to care. Alright, in that case, we're gonna get on top of this building. Yeah, there's a dude down there. So, they must be in the lair. The Dragon's Lair! Alright, that seems to be everybody. That was clean, I will not lie. For not having played this game in about half a year, that was pretty clean. There's a note. Thorstein, my dear, we burnt down Brent's stables a few nights ago. He's willing to part with silver to make certain we don't do so again once he rebuilds. Raiding finished boats, okay, just... On the other hand, men have enough brains not to know the worth of the trading post. Okay. Yeah, they seem to be, at least on the surface here, they seem to just mostly be
attack on sight.
caring only about general vagabond activities. Just raiding and looting, whatever they care about.
Is this the lair Amar spoke of? Here for you, Thorstein.
I like Eivor. I like his enthusiasm right here. Just like, he is jiving and goes like, I'm here, Thorstein. I will suck the blood of your dying body from your rotten teeth. Maybe not that unhingedly, but that's the kind of vibe I'm getting from him. Just like, yes, let me feel your throbbing agony. I don't know who these guys are, but boop. Have fun. Woe, plague be upon ye. Thorstein, where are you? Oh, there you are. Hey, come here into the poison. To buckle my shoe. Dude took only 3 hits. I'm sorry, I'm reading this note. One second, man. When you tire of playing the buffoon in your precious island, come north to the Scattered Isles.
Gods, you plan to kill me?
Oh, hey, you're here. Sorry. I was busy.
Head to whatever Irish master you and Boris serve.
I serve no Irish master.
Bullscat. If you had any Norse loyalty, you'd be like me, running the filthy god-eaters from the island. The King of Dublin should look out for Vikings, not try to make nice with those cunts who killed our forebears.
Hey, you can't say that word here. That'll get me demonetized. I'm not even monetized.
Be silent, and I might show you mercy.
I'm stealing your stuff. Luxuries. That's a new item I've never seen before. Man, Ireland has all the new sweet swag. Can I sit in the chair? No? Okay. Is there anything else in the cave? There is whatever this thing is. Scald's Rest Delicacies. It doesn't matter. That's the fun. This is the fun thing for me, is that the main story stuff is here, and we're going to be doing that all on part. But then there's going to be, like, me being able to, like, run around and collect, like, all this pointless gold and stuff like that, and do, like, the chugging contests and weird side things, like whatever the heck this thing is. I think this is an offering, if I remember right. And I'll be able to, on my own, when I don't have, like, proper time to set up and, like, you know, record, or if I'm not in the mood to record or something like that, I can just run around and do all the pointless side stuff on my own for fun. So I also get a bit of a playground again, because I did all of that for London, Scotland, Norway, most if not all of Asgard, if I remember right.
Draw attention here.
So it's just like, oh, I can play this game freely again. Wait, no, I was trying to open the door. Carry him again. Okay, we can't get up on the roof from there. I guess we can go out this way. I'm sorry, miss. It's alright, man. We're just gonna take you back to Dutch and he'll figure out what to do with you. I would like to revisit Red Dead 2 at some point, just as like maybe a one-off fun thing and do some side quests.
Common refuse. Delivered to your judgment, King Bardir.
Thorstein, author of the plot to waylay me and my cousin.
Well, you know how it is, Bardish. A fellow needs some silver. A king could fetch Dublin's treasury in ransom. Although I'm not certain you'd bring in quite so much.
Say so, Bardir, and I will cut out his insolent tongue.
On your feet, Thorstein. You bloody my floors. It is a weighty decision. I would have my closest friend advise me. Eivor, how shall I deal with this ruffian?
A dignified execution, a brutal death, or a display of cruelty. This is a moment where I have not, like, looked at anything about this DLC, so I don't know if any of these have any actual, like, repercussions. A dignified execution, a brutal death, a display of cruelty. I'm gonna go early game Eivor here and say a brutal death for some
You
reason.
will show all Dublin that your justice is swift and harsh. A miserable, drawn-out death will make it clear.
Well said, Eivor.
I want no blood feud lasting generations, Thorstein. You are not worth the bother. Dublin confiscates your land and silver. I banish you forevermore. Be gone by sundown.
What?
Bend the knee and show your thanks.
Oh, he just disregarded what I said. Okay.
Best to you, King.
Was it
Better places to
a
be.
non-decision on my part then?
Why choose weakness?
Give every enemy a length of rope. Soon they will carry your noose.
Peace. Flann Sinna will soon rule all Ireland. Flann Sinna has the power to make or undo my kingship and that of my son. He is the center of all. But Flann distrusts me. He does not believe I'm truly Christian. By showing Christian mercy, I begin to change his mind.
You are more shrewd than I took you for, cousin. Maybe Thorstein's release is worth a kingdom, but will mercy be enough?
That is why I must build trade. Flann will see that the strength of Dublin's ports is the strength of Ireland.
Show him the power of that trade, cousin. Obtain some rare item from afar. Some spice or gem or weapon.
And gift it to him at the coronation. It will represent Dublin's reach and help secure my crown.
Flann will hear of your Christian mercy. Meantime, I will speak to Asar about a gift.
Meet me before the coronation. We will go together.
I have a feeling whatever decision I made there did not matter, which is a rare instance in this game. Normally your decision does have some sort of repercussion. There's only like one or two other times I can think of where you say something and it not... Like, you'll still get different dialogue, but I feel like no matter what on that one, it just didn't matter. He would have said the same thing regardless of what you said, which is not something that normally happens in this game. Normally, like, you get different dialogue or some other thing. Who knows? Maybe there might have been some slightly different dialogue or something, but yeah. Who knows? I will never know, because I probably won't replay through this game again for a very, 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 very long time. And I might even make the same... In that situation, I might make the same decision again. Okay, so it's over there.
Eivor, welcome to my shop.
I came to ask a favor.
It is pleasant to strengthen friendships. What do you seek?
Barid wishes to show Flann the value of Dublin's trade. Could we obtain a gift from a distant land?
This is the very problem vexing me. You see, I have acquired land in Rathdown, previously owned by Thorstein, in fact. But the land has gone to Thornendog, smugglers as well. Once cleared, its trading route will serve our heart's desire.
Okay.
In this case, my heart desires an exotic gift, which would be...
A spice merchant I know covets pelts of fine fur. Rathdown has an abundance. It is a perfect match.
Spice is a gift fit for a king. Thank you, Asa.
It is north of here. You go clear it of smugglers while I sit on my ass. No need for thanks.
This is the thing, is like, I like this character, but at the same time, I also don't fully trust them.
North of Dublin. I should journey there.
They're a bit of a smartass, and they're also quite intelligent, and that hint of intelligence in that smartassery tells me not to trust them. I like them a lot because they have charisma, but I'm like, there could very easily be some sort of red herring with that. So I'm just like, you're awesome, but you know, I'm good on the whole, like, just assuming you're a good person. You might kill somebody, and it might try to be like some sort of big... And that's the thing, if one of you is watching this and you're like, oh, I know that person kills that person later, and they're actually a bad guy. I don't know that, so I'm just going like, well, they could very easily be that, so I'm not fully trusting them. They give me that vibe of just like, don't fully trust this person. They're a bit too wink wink nudge nudge. But yeah, that's the funniest thing, is like, we have this problem, we have this castle over here that's full of bad guys, we need it cleared. I was like, just send me there. I'll be like a nuclear missile that'll kill all of them. I'll bring you back all of their tongues. You can make a necklace out of it. Say that you're the speecher. What does the speecher do? He talks in tongues. Then you like pull off the necklace and wave it in front of people and scare them and freak them out. I know many languages. Just wave this around and it will cause some sort of voodoo. I don't know. Just like, be a little weird. The music sounds different here. That just looks really cool. Yeah, I like the standing stones, but yeah, also the color palette of the sky looks great here. Very, very contrasty. So we have to actually head over this way. This is actually north. I would like that coronation to happen today, and then we might stop after that. I don't know how long it is to get to that, but it sounds interesting. That looks like a bear. Could be a boar. Because that's the thing. I will probably be playing this again and recording this again tomorrow, and if and so, it's going to be a lock-in. We're in Ireland, we're doing the story missions, we're seeing what's going on here, and having fun exploring this place. There is a bridge over there I could have took, but Eivor is too much of a wild man to even notice. We're going to get that fast travel point, though, not save point. Okay, we got it. Okay, I actually was thinking, like, do we still have the Raven here? We do. Whatever that is looks really cool. Wrath down.
I should be cautious around here.
Oh, we're not welcome here. Oh, right. We're here to kill smugglers. I was like, why aren't we welcome here? Oh, right. That's the job we're here to do. They're already not very smart by not having anybody on the top. Man, they don't even have any tops. Everybody's a sub. Oh, I summoned the wolf. I was like, what did I just do? I do like how I can summon the wolf here, though. Hey, why don't you come up here?
Hey, hold on.
Eivor, can you not lock onto that? Thank you. Where is this guy going? As soon as I start killing everybody, they actually choose to come up here. Like, you guys really should have had one guy up here looking... Maybe you were all on lunch break. You still need one guy up here, come on. I don't know if I can summon mouse in Scotland or Norway, to be honest, because it's our wolf. It's supposed to be in England.
Are you Eivor? Over here.
You're one of Azar's men.
I am. Azar tells me you two are interested in furs to trade for a gift.
It will show King Flan the reach of Barrett's trade.
We'll get the furs you need.
How can I help?
With trade post supplies. We'll build up the post for better and faster trade.
Where would I get these supplies?
Monasteries are a good place. They'll have what you need.
I'm curious how you and Azar work together.
I gather pelts, treat them, and send the fur to Dublin. Azar trades them across the seas. We want to build up the post, both to send bundles of furs to Azar more often, and to store more to send.
Ireland must have many trading posts.
It does. Each post trades specific goods. Here, we gather furs, but elsewhere, all manner of things.
Thank you, friend.
Goodbye, Eivor.
I was gonna say, it's gonna have me raid this place now, isn't it? I'm alright with doing this right now. I'm going to first fast travel down here. Just to save literally a minute. But... yeah, we're swimming over there. We are swimming over there. Unless there is a boat in front of us. There is our boat in front of us. Okay, we're sailing there.
Let's go. Raise the mast.
We must row in these waters.
Shall we raise the sail, Eivor?
Sail. Catch the wind.
Right. Once again, I'm just gonna run this the same way I would a river raid. I'm just gonna go in there, kill everybody, and not use my crew. Weirdly enough, there's treasure way back here. Eivor is stuck on something? Oh, it's this boat. I was like, what is he stuck on? Clothing. Yeah, there's some weird new items in this.
What do you see, Sunan?
Alright, what are we looking at here? This is fun because for me, I do this a lot in my own free time. I never really record myself like raiding a place to pillage and get all the items. The river raid stuff has mostly gone off recording. Like 90% of that's actually like all of it. I think I've only recorded like 1 or 2 river raids for the channel, but all of it is done. And I've spent probably 50... I would assume I've spent probably, like, maybe at least, not 50, but, like, 20 hours in that alone. So doing this now is kind of interesting and different. At least for the channel. So we got all of these. There's not too many guys here. I'm kind of surprised about that. There's nobody towards the front, which is kind of standard for a raid location for some reason. For some reason, the devs don't like to like put people up at the front to guard the shoreline. They always hide them back in the towns or in the caves, depending. It doesn't look like there's any cave system here. I'm guessing that, but... We got like, what, 4 or 5? 4 or 5, like, actual main chests of stuff? Yeah, so I want to climb this mountain directly behind me and start from over here. Right. And this is also interesting for me because I'm used to raiding constantly, just raid the same settlement over and over and over and over again for the river raids. This is something new. So, this is kind of fun for me. Right.
Need to cloak myself here.
There are some rather large guys with some big poles over there. I'm not sure... I'm actually not sure what... I'm guessing all of these guys are just Vikings, but, like... Hopefully the poison over there will kill most of them? That would be lovely. Amos. What is an Amos? I have never seen that designation before. It's whatever the big guy is. He's dying slowly of the poison. The fun part with the poison is that the more enemies that die, like the more NPC physical bodies that die to it, the more the poison spreads. So when this Amos dies, he's going to spread his own cloud of poison over there as well. So, I really like using it to kind of chain react and just kill a ton of people in a large area over a period of time without ever having to interact with them. It's a very good plague effect. What are you? You are an elite warrior. You don't have a name. Okay, looks like the poison over there is mostly calmed down, because people stopped dying. So we got one guy still at the church, and we got two guys, it seems, at the front entrance. I see another guy inside that small monastery, but I don't know what his deal is. Took an arrow to the knee. Oh, one of the guards from the front is moving in. Whoever's in this little monastery over here doesn't seem to be an enemy, so... That big guy's still over there, though. Eivor wants to climb over this. Thank you.
Singulus rebus longe.
Nothing personal. I like how he kept doing his prayer or chant while he was running away. That's real commitment right there, guys. That's some serious commitment to what you believe in. Okay, freak him out from over here. Okay, that's everybody.
Let's hit the bastard!
Run away, Friar! You don't want to see this.
Hey, come here a moment.
We're gonna steal all your labubu's. Or whatever the kids are collecting these days. You see, saying something like that will horribly date this probably, but at the same time, it also shows that this wasn't recorded like 3 months ago or anything. Back in my day, we collected beanie babies.
Come here. Here. Can't do this alone.
There should be enough supplies to build something. Show me.
Is there anything else here? Oh my god, one of the friars went up into the mountain. He was so scared, he became the hermit of the mountain. I think that's it. Let me check the map real quick. Nah, there's still something here. Where is this? 8 meters? It's like here? Oh, it's right there. That appears to be everything here.
Build something.
Okay, so we really do just have like these random smaller settlements that we can upgrade throughout Ireland.
Well done. We'll send the force to Dublin. Azar will help you find more.
That's a more
posts to
dynamic
capture.
way of using the
Goodbye,
raid system from England than just, you know, leveling up Ravensthorpe constantly. They're doing something with it. Yeah, I'm not sure if that change, having the, like, I think it's neat having just like, oh, you can just level up these random places all over the map as well with all the loot you get from raids. That makes the raid system somewhat still usable for this map, where in England it is just for Ravensthorpe, so you're doing something new with it. For me, the big question of that is like, well, is it just going to be busy work for busy work's sake? Because it could very well easily be that. I'm fine with it. I don't think that's a bad idea, even if it is busy work, but it's just a big question mark of like, did it have to be that way from a gameplay design standpoint, or does it actually add any actual inherent value to your time as the player?
Azar, you have your trade post.
In fact, I have heard from the trader himself. We have furs enough for Flan's gift. Here, my friend, make the trade.
Oh, so these new, like, luxuries, delicacies, texts, these are the foreign items that we can... Okay, so these are the things we can trade. That explains them, because I'm like, if I take these back to England, they're going to have no use. So they're entirely for the trade system in this section, okay.
Speaking of, Eivor, there are abandoned trade posts across Ireland.
You're suggesting I claim them to increase Dublin's reach.
We will gain access to goods we could not otherwise obtain. There is great bounty to be had.
I will look for opportunities. Meanwhile, I'll find Barith. He'll be pleased to hear Flan's gift.
Trade in Ireland. Ireland is a land with unique resources. Trade contracts exchange rewards for gathering any of the 4 Irish resources. You can increase your Irish resources by acquiring a trade post to generate goods. Also, some chests contain Irish resources. Be sure to explore Ireland to find them. Goods from trade posts are sent to Azar's trade chest. Remember to collect them whenever you're in Dublin. Right. I have a feeling a lot of that's this whole kind of side thing, if and it's not integrated later into the main story, is going to be a lot of stuff that I do on my own. We'll see. I just have that kind of feeling. I'm like, well, if it's not going to be a primary thing for the main story campaign, then it's going to be busy work, and it's going to be stuff that I do on my own. So, we'll see how that goes. Alright, are we going to have that coronation yet, or what are we doing here? I still love when like you're just running and the NPCs just like, oh my god, well, like what? What is this, something on my face? What are you looking at? Don't look at me. I'm a monster.
Barith, Flan's gift is on its way to Meath.
Very good. I was just preparing to leave for the coronation, though I now have a problem on my hands.
What is it?
Flan's poetess, Kira. She was here delivering a formal invitation, and now I do not know where she's gone.
Do you think she's in trouble?
No, I think she is amusing herself somewhere. Likely perusing Dublin's markets. We need her. The High Poetess is an important member of the King's Court. There cannot be a coronation without one.
I will find her. Where should we meet?
By Dublin's gates. I will ready the horses.
Okay. So far this is structured very similarly to like mid-game main story kind of enter a kingdom, there's the king, he has his problems, you kind of help him fix the problems and some sort of plot. There's very like beat per beat per beat plot setup and payoff in the middle of the main story. Like what comes to mind is like Scropshire, that's how you pronounce it, Scropshire, and a lot of those in like the mid-game of the main campaign of Valhalla kind of have a very like, you do this to go there because this person told you to do that, you come back after you do it, and then you move on to the next one. Very linear-esque kind of mission storytelling, and that seems to really have taken place here at this point. We're just like, oh, we're back at the king. He tells us we need to go do this other thing before we can get to the finale of the chapter. We have to go do this right now. Alright, let's see what this person's about.
Enough of your yawping! For the sake of our ears, shut your mouth!
Sure, and you're an idiot.
You are all the same.
Grab the bitch! Faye, won't you let a caged bird sing?
Shit.
I'd hoped an audience of tone-deaf Danes might permit.
Are you kidding?
Hold her down! Wonder of wonders. How much trouble can I be in at once?
Can't help you. This one comes with me.
No, no, no! She will answer for this insult!
Can't change your mind? You owe me.
Won't take long.
foe. Sink it faster than me. You are the winner. Is it the silver? Think you can swill with the best?
Looks like our poetess has made friends with the ground. On your feet, poetess.
Marianne, everything is spinning.
A cold bath will remedy this quickly.
What in the heck? Oh, they're not letting me take her to the longhouse. Okay. I thought we were just going there with her. Oh, we have to sober her up. I'm not used to looking over there for, like, what we're supposed to do. I'm just like, oh, we were told to go do this. I'm gonna go do that because, you know, we were told to get her and bring her back. Alright, the game wants us to do something else first. I still like doing that. Just make them ragdoll.
What was that for?
Flush the ale from you. If you think I'm going to lug you to Tara, you're mistaken.
Tara? Wait, who are you?
Bardith sent me to collect you. He's waiting at the stables.
Ah, an envoy. Tell me, how much coin would an envoy be wanting to speak nothing of this brawl to Bardith? He'll tie a guard to my hip the next time I'm in Dublin. A man can be so sensitive sometimes, do you know what I mean?
I do. Bardith is my family.
Well, then I think my mouth has gotten me in enough trouble today.
Try opening it less. Works for me. Shall we?
All the rats. For some reason, we just summoned a ton of rats. Wonderful.
Bardith has never spoken of you. What name do you bear?
Eivor.
You know, I go by the name Rip Van Winkle.
The rest of my clan.
A clan, eh? Are they all fist thumpers like you?
It is because of these fists you live to sing another day, poetess.
So true.
That is a nice
I
entryway.
was beginning to worry. What took?
There was trouble.
No need to be so tense. Shall we ride for Tara? We don't want to be late for the coronation.
After you.
Wait a minute, can I not summon my unicorn here? Yeah! Oh, it's been a while since I've seen this thing. Look at you guys riding your normal horses. I got a celestial unicorn.
I was surprised to meet a member of your family, Bardith. Eivor tells me he's come from England.
Yes, in England we all have
Eivor is
celestial
hoping to establish
unicorns.
trade in Dublin, secure valuable resources with faraway lands. In time, Dublin will become the
You
heart
guys
of
are
Ireland's
living in
trade,
550,
one that
it
each and
seems,
every
still.
kingdom can benefit from.
That will no doubt please
The
Chief
newest
High
model
King.
horse
Yes, well,
goes
upon
above
trade,
the
I am hoping
stratosphere.
Flann can see Dublin as a friend and ally.
You and many others.
A relationship with Bardith would be one worth fostering. It would be foolish of your king to ignore it.
It appears Eivor is not abreast with our kingly history, Bardith.
We were hoping to have a meeting with Flann. My wish is to strengthen our ties. Can you see it done?
Perhaps. We will see how the evening goes.
I have a feeling we're gonna get ambushed again, aren't we? That tends to be how these go. Meath. Meath. I feel like saying that word is just gonna make the mic peak every time. Seemingly uneventful. Escort mission. That's very rare, too. Tara.
Quite the event, hmm?
Spared no expense, that much is clear.
Ara, my lady, one of the priests has gone missing. A violent mess is left of his tent. I fear something terrible has happened.
Missing? Are you sure?
Could be nothing. Could mean danger. Where's Flan?
He's not yet arrived.
That gives us some time. Kira, act as if nothing were amiss. Barret and I will look into it. Where is this tent?
Up the hill, to the left.
Be careful.
There was a fight here.
Yeah, no
Eve
shit.
of the coronation, and already trouble brews.
Keep your wits and stay close. We do not know anything yet. Something dark happened here. We must follow the blood.
Okay, nothing up here. Oh, it's this way. There's a carriage. Follow the carriage path. Okay, this is the cart. I'm guessing we still have to go this way. Yeah. I'm guessing we find him over here. I'm just gonna run in like Rambo. You're killing each other. Okay. I don't think he's here for some reason. I followed a path. I don't know if it was the right path. Oh, how many pots are in here? Well, since we're here, I'm just gonna, like, you know, collect everything that's here anyway. May as well. Is this underneath? I don't even know where the heck this one is. This is a submerged cemetery, actually. Unless it's like a sunken ship, you don't tend to see too much underwater, like, area design in this game. Can I get to that somehow? It's not letting me break through. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's some sort of story-esque kind of mission locked item. I'm not sure what the deal is with that one.
This place is heavily guarded.
Okay, we're gonna go back because it doesn't seem like anything of here was like that path. That pathway took us all the way down over here to this, but there's nothing here. So I'm gonna be mildly annoyed, but also like amused at the same time if and we go back there, interact with like one thing, and then it tells us to come back here. We'll see. Because, yeah, that cart that had fallen... Oh, we got something off this guy again. This guy in this cart was the path we were following before this. And this led from all the way up there. Can I just, like, summon my horse? Oh, that is not what I wanted to do.
Zunin, guide me.
Where's the king? Dude, you okay? You want to get on? He wants to get on. He wants to ride the magic unicorn. I don't blame him. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want to ride this thing? Look at it. It's awesome. Okay, so yeah, it's something that still has to do with this area.
The blood stops here. Where do these cart tracks lead?
This story is like to...
I hate this game sometimes.
On such a momentous day...
Get on. Get on. We're going back. Come on, King. Oh, you don't want to come this time. Okay. Right, so we're going back to the swamp again, you know. We were just there. All we had to do was look at some mud and be like, hey, there's cart tracks here. Instead of, you know, just following the cart tracks, because you gotta be kind of... You gotta tell the story, oh, hey, we're going over there now, instead of it just seeing that you're over there and just doing it, you know?
There. Cart up ahead.
Man.
Looks like they hit a snag. Recognize him?
That is Senan, the priest.
Oh, jeez, you're
Stripped him of
fast.
his clothes.
That camp up there. What is it?
Anachdu is no camp, though it appears someone has made it into one.
Let's go.
Are they back?
What do you think?
The priest was kidnapped. They took his clothes. I believe whoever did this means to wear them.
No, they're all still dead.
I should not be seen to kill Flawn. Letters unsigned. An unknown enemy.
Oh, this is weird. So we already killed everybody here and cleared out the camp and went to a bunch of the treasure chests and stuff. It just gave me that note that Eivor just read. It just gave it to me. So I'm assuming the game automatically gave it to me because I opened a chest or looted a body or something that had it on it before I was supposed to do that. I have never seen that
You
before.
are no stranger to these sorts of encounters.
You did.
So the game understood that I had been here and done that, but for some reason, because of a story beat in the programming, it withheld an item from me because of story reasons. That is kind of...
Aye, we
that's
stopped
kind of
the death the
nuts.
king this day. If only we knew who was behind it.
No idea who would go to such lengths.
You can take your pick of the Northern E-Nail kings, though it is the kings of Ulster who particularly dislike Flawn.
Different king, same story.
Yeah, and now we just have to... Now we have to go back. Duh, this is dumb. Just why... It's not that hard to program in something dynamic like that where if and instead of looking at that cart track spot, we just came down here and did all of that stuff. Like getting the note. You could have tied it to getting the note, quite literally. Where if you killed these guys down here without looking at the cart track, you pick up the note on one of their bodies or in one of the chests, and it would have progressed the story. You could have done something like that, Ubisoft, but you chose not to for some reason. Oh, that's some 2005 programming right there. The horse is acting weird. Okay. There we go. We're fine.
Any story?
Yeah, we had to go clear out a camp, and then the gods
So
told
to
us that we had to go
ours.
back to the camp to see where we had to go to kill the
I
guys.
found this. It's an order to kill Flawn. One of them was to disguise himself as a priest. Cut Flawn's throat during the coronation.
Right under our noses.
Why take the risk? Why not poison? Or striking at him in his sleep?
Because that would be too
Poison can
smart.
fail. And to kill him in his sleep lacks spectacle. But your point is sound. The killer would not have made it out alive. He was ready to die. Whoever plotted this is intent on seeing Flawn fall. We need to warn him.
After the coronation, I will not have this gnawing at him. Flawn earned this. He will enjoy it. Meet him afterward at his quarters in Duro. He will make time for you there. Now, if you will take my excuses, I need to tidy up.
Come along, Eivor.
What was the wink for?
The The water was not that murky, was it?
You don't know much about the role of a poetess, do you, Eivor?
Enlighten me.
I will. Well, what are you waiting for? I asked to be excused. That meant you as well.
I feel like Arthur, when like you go to the weird incestuous brother and sister's house, the farm, and he's just like, he realizes that they're banging each other, and he's just like looking at them both like, what in the fuck is going on here? It's one of the best expressive moments in the game. I'm here, I'm just, in real life, I'm like, what's going on here? We're here on a diplomatic mission, miss.
What are they doing?
Blessing him. Abbot Owen is the highest-ranking official among the Christians. His blessing asserts that Flann is ready to fill the boots of his predecessor. It is all done before the Lia Fall, a sacred stone that is said to endow the rightful kings with long reigns.
Does it work?
Depends on what you consider long.
Coronations are long. Where's the food?
You have not changed.
I'm here. I may as well enjoy myself.
I have a feel, knowing Assassin's Creed, I have a feeling this song is also gonna get like claimed by CD Baby or ASCAP or somebody. I think it's BMI that does Assassin's Creed stuff normally, which also is kind of illegal on their part because part of the EULA for this game is that you can record the music off of it and not have any copyright stuff pop up. But you know, YouTube, I've talked with many composers about this stuff. It's just like, yeah, it's just YouTube being stupid and blah. It's already happened with this game last year. There were a few songs. That is a big sword. I feel like they're trying really hard to make this have, like, the gravitas of a Witcher 3 cutscene. I know they took a lot of influence from Witcher 3 for this game, but this cutscene specifically is like, oh, this is like a very important plot moment, and you need to sit down and pay attention. A lot of those only happen towards the end of the main story for this game.
Smart he is, but also impassioned. His plan to subdue the North is not driven by power so much as it is bloodlust.
Back there on our ride from Dublin, Kira made it seem there was more to you and Flann. What am I missing?
A detail. A large detail. You see, the Northern King who crowned me, Ed Findlia, he murdered Flann's father and took his place as High King. Then, as is custom, he married Flann's mother.
Safe to say there's no love lost between you.
None. To Flann, Ed was a venomous snake, and so too are the ones he favored. Winning his trust will be no simple task.
We just thwarted an attempt on his life. That should
My
at
mystic
least
unicorn
perk his ears up.
staring in the
Let
background.
us hope. I will leave immediately for Duro. Meet me there as soon as you can.
Right. I know I've occasionally talked over some of their dialogue through all this. I'm paying attention, I'm reading it, but I'm also just having a good time with this, so... Right. Oh, we got another mastery point. That's cool. We have we have 3 mastery points. What are we at? Oh, look at this skill tree. Look at how much of it is done. So much. Yeah, so we have no skill points. We have 3 mastery points, though. Another one of the bear. Another one of the raven. I guess we'll just give one to all 3. Yeah. Alright. Oh, right. We picked up that book of knowledge before. What is this? Smoke bomb arrows. You know, that's a weird thing to put into a DLC pack, especially when I don't find this particularly useful. This is cute, but really not interesting ability. Okay. Like, I already have poison and explosion arrows that do better things than that. The poison one already kind of acts as a bit of a mist as a side effect, so you can kind of hide within it if you want. And as we showed before, it's also a very, very effective killing fog that multiplies per person body that is killed in the fog. It's a really, really OP ability. And then the explosions are just really handy. Smoke bombs at this point are kind of a joke, to be honest, so I'm just like, huh, that's a thing? Like, I know it's a thing, but it's like, why? Why would you ever want to use smoke bombs at this point? Okay, so the next stuff is way over there. So I think we're going to be wrapping it up here then for today. How long is we... Yeah, I think this is a fine, good starting point for this. I think this is a pretty alright starting point. We're getting introduced to Ireland quite a bit. The new characters, the plot, what is happening. We haven't... well, and that's the thing. We just saw the coronation. I was kind of thinking we would stop right after that. And it looks like we kind of are. So... we'll continue next time with some more of Ireland. I have no idea what's in store for this. I know nothing aside from the weird druid cult stuff from the river raids is kind of integrated into this as a story plot, and that the map is massive. I have virtually no... I assume that the story campaign is somewhere like 10 or 15 hours or something like that, because I know the Paris one is like 10 or 15 hours as well. But I don't know. So, yeah. More Assassin's Creed Valhalla. We're finally doing some more of this after nearly a year. And, yeah, it's just fun to finally be doing this again and not just researching stuff around Feudal Story or working on some personal projects and stuff like that. So, we'll... doing more of this. We're going to be doing more of this. We're going to be trying out Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Seeing how that is. Eventually we'll get to the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. And random other things. I've been thinking about trying out some other PlayStation 4 games on the PlayStation 5. Last year I played through Just Cause 3 on the PlayStation 5 while I was very, very sick. And, it ran so smooth. I was surprised. It ran so nice. It ran so nice on the PlayStation 5. I considered doing a fresh playthrough of Just Cause 3, but we still had this game going on and other things like Ghost of Tsushima I wanted to wrap up before that. And, yeah, that didn't happen. I'm not going to do it now. Maybe someday in the future if I get to it, but... yeah, just looking behind me at what I do have for the PlayStation 5 that I haven't done. I haven't touched at all. I still have Bugsnax I haven't touched. The Pathless, Elden Ring, Stray, Wild Hearts is probably not going to come back. Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. I would prefer to finish playing through some other Yakuza games before I get to that. Astrobot might make a comeback. I don't know. Once again, I'm just listing off games I have that I could play. For certain, though, right now on the docket is continuing this DLC, absolutely. That is a guarantee. And Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 will absolutely be a tryout. So when we do get to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I'm going to have very, very foggy memory of the first game and not, like, any of the side characters outside of Henry, I'm not going to remember. I only remember Henry, sad to say. So we'll see how that goes. It's going to be a really awkward first try at that game, but I'm also going to be so excited and interested, and I hope it's good for me. I know it's good. I've only ever heard good things about it, but I just hope that I, like, you know, hook on to it and want to see what this is all about. Right. So, thank you for watching. If you watched the Pewdle Story thing that came out like a week or so ago, thank you very much. I spent a lot of time on that, and I put that actually in the specials playlist for the channel, which has only had the Project Spark thing I did like 4 years ago, because I felt enough of the amount of time I spent on this, the amount of research I did on this, it might not be presented in the same way, but I put actually a lot more effort into this than that Project Spark thing. Similar research, but, like, you know, the transliterating and localizing aspect of it was something that I would not have done 4 years ago for anything. So, let alone the editing I did for Pewdle Story was actually a lot more intense than what I did. The Project Spark thing's a lot flashier, it's a lot more funnier, more talkative, more, you know, like standard YouTube kind of, here's this thing, here's all the documentary-esque kind of style, I guess is the best, quickest way to say it. But the Pewdle Story thing was like, this is a thing nobody else talks about, nobody else knows about, really. There's like, I'll be the first person to really, like, sit down and show this to a Western audience kind of thing. Because of all the hoops and weird stuff. Like, I would not have been able to make that video if and I didn't happen to have a Windows Millennium PC, because other people who have tried to do, like, non-vocal playthroughs of that game without transliteration or any context have all not finished their playthroughs. And most of the time that is due to issues with their virtual machines they're trying to run it through on their modern systems. So taking that into account, I am really, I won't lie, I am very lucky I was able to play through that thing even with a ton of technical issues and technical hurdles to get that footage and talk about it and play through the game. And then realize through my research that there's also the Flash story thing that's I can also play through and talk about and such, and everything in between. It's just like, it was a big project for me that was on the side of real projects of mine. It's just like, I didn't work on that every single day. I tried working on it maybe like once a week or twice a week or something like that. But the fact that it lasted almost half of a year and kept me from, you know, having fun with other computer games and such, it's just like, oh man, it was a thing. So I'm just like, hell yes, I'm throwing this in the specials tab in the specials playlist on my channel because it was something. So thank you for watching that, if you watched it. I hope you liked it. I did my best with it. I tried to do my best with it in a very straightforward, not biased, whatever kind of thing, aside from me just enjoying what Akihito had made. So, yeah. It is good to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla again. I'm gonna sit down, eat a Kit Kat, drink some water, and relax. So, thank you for watching. We'll see you again. Have a good night.